They'll probably say, where exactly are you going with this? I see you really trying to take it there. Old school flow, chew you out, ain't fair. Jordan pants don't...
Yo, what up, YouTube? It's your boy Zai. You already know what time it is. Welcome back to the Goulash. Of course, like I said, my co-host is out right now due to certain situation, but he will be back. Now, another shameless plug just to bring it back up, but I do got this venture. Hopefully, we can ink this deal out. We got Zaz Vendetta 420. You already know Satie for them them cats that like that up. And then we got that Zaz Final Death. So for all you cats that be dreaming about smoking on me, there you go right there. Now, for the most part, whenever I do the whole Zaz Vendetta, it's mostly, it revolves around politics. It revolves around current events, whether, and things that I just really want to talk about. And sometimes it's just things that are hot in the news. Now, this one in particular is kind of funny because, with the whole Kim K and Kanye and the fact that, dude has basically been doing basically whatever he could do to try to see his kids, and he's not necessarily getting along with the dude that he calls Skeet. You know what I mean? There's no need for me to bring his name up, so I'll just keep it as Skeet because it's T Kanye on mine. But you already know. But me and Boss Heavy had talked about it before. The simple fact that if I was him, I wouldn't be fighting over. He knew what he was getting into in the first place when he chose her as his mate. She already had a sex tape with Ray J, which it ain't on Ray J. It's just, it's not Ray J's fault. Ray J, he did what he did, and I'm not. And look, let me just say off the back that there's nothing wrong with the content that they put out as far as her having a sex tape. That she's she's a grown woman. He was a grown man. They did what they did, and it made her famous. Other than that, nobody really would have known about her. I mean, the Kardashian name was famous, and that's why they got famous, not because of her sex tape, but because the whole O.J. Simpson and the dad. Other than that, they would be a family in obscurity. You know what I mean? Nobody really paying attention to a Kardashian. You know what I mean? It's like, it's funny because after that, all the Armenians became the rage as far as like females, when Middle Eastern women been killing it. You know what I mean? It's like, Latinas. You know what I mean? But Middle Eastern, they're their own stilo, which is, well, I won't get into that because, at one time they were considered the most beautiful women in the world, which that would stem from Middle East through Africa and whatever. And that's besides the point, you know what I mean? Not knocking the Scandinavians either, you know what I mean? Because they got some women in a lot of countries that's they got women. Women are fire. Whoever created them, whether you believe in God or don't, sheesh, and I'm just saying that, but the whole thing that I found funny with the Kim K is the whole time she been like downplaying Kanye and just saying like little things and then flaunting her relationship in his face, which like I said, as a person, she has that's their life. They're stars and they don't really give two F's about what we say or how we feeling about it. And for the most part, you shouldn't feel no way about it anyway, because we don't know them outside of the fact that they're stars, which people tend to forget that. They're not our friends. They're just people that entertain, and they either, Kim K, her video was not very entertaining. But the reason I put that out there is because after all this time, and then soon as something happens that disrupts her life as far as her son, allegedly finding a video of her having sex with Ray J, and then, her being upset about it. Then she called Kanye and did the whole cry thing. I don't know what he did. You know what I mean? If I was him, I'd have told her go F herself, you know what I mean? After you made me look bad. But then again, the grown up thing was just to be like, talk it out and then just go back to saying F her, when you got your own time. But with that being said, man, Kanye, man, you gotta let that one go, man. Like, baby mom or not, you know what I mean? She ain't worthy of a crown, man. I'm telling you, and that's not even no disrespect to you. You know what I mean? Not that you hear me, but no disrespect to you. But she should have never had a crown. Should have never put no ring on her finger. She is not that. Now, me and my son, we talked about like the ones that we, thought, and I always thought, he thought, uh, what's her name? I always thought, Chloe was like the one, even though people is she's tall and this and that, but the thick ones is always the one, But teach his own. But that's all I'm gonna say on that, man. It's current news, and that's what we cover with these channels. And the whole thing about Zod's Vendetta is, we tend to speak about things that we want to speak about. You know what I mean? Whether it's controversial or whether they be, events that may bear no relevance to anybody else or have no relevance to anybody else because it doesn't pertain to them. But now there's a thing going around. It's a notice that got put out for the people that do do content with a little, even if it has a little bit of political insight, or just you like to talk about politics and you tend to want to get reckless. Right now, Google, I think, put something out, and I think it is Google. They put it out, and they said that if you downplay or try to blame genocide or try to say that the war is not actually taking place, or basically if you side with Russia, they'll demonetize you. And the way they make it seem is like not just that video, but your channel, period. They will ban you, not ban you, but they'll for a period of time you won't be able to monetize nothing on your channel, which that happens when you have a few channel strikes. But with this, you don't have to have no channel strikes. All you have to do is speak ill of Ukraine, and you're blocked. And that's the whole thing. Like, I don't get it. Like, Ford back in the days, with them having their thing with Germany and during the World War and other prominent U.S. entities that were actually putting money into that and making money off that war, and not just with the U.S. but actually with the Germans, which was crazy because they were killing people from the U.S., which people say still is the greatest loss of white lives, you know what I mean? Which was true, you know what I mean? But, like, if you speak ill, and not even ill, because there's a lot of people that are Russians that don't necessarily identify with the Ukrainian people. They can't really feel their plight. So they don't, and they might have their thoughts on things, so they tend to voice it. Well, if you have a channel on YouTube and, go ahead and just, like, forego all currency, you know what I mean, as far as, like, money, because they will demonetize your channel, and which is crazy. Like I said, with the whole thing Ford and all that, I said all that to say this. Like, it's understandable that you might be emotionally attached to Ukraine because the things that are taking place, but doesn't mean you necessarily agree with it. So now it's like the whole freedom of speech no longer works. Like, you've been seeing channels and they're like, oh, people should have freedom of speech, and most of the times it's these big companies that actually preach that. But at the end of the day, when it's something that hurts their sensibility, that's when they want to talk about it. I can go on YouTube right now and find multiple infractions, shit that shouldn't be on there, but it's still on there, and things that have got flagged. But of course, you'll hear nothing about that. But one thing happens with Ukraine, which multiple things happen with Ukraine, but as far as, like, the war kicks off, and now it's like, if you don't agree with it or you don't side with Ukraine, like, your channel can suffer monetary loss. And for some people, not myself, but because I don't make really anything on YouTube, because I don't talk about things that are considered relevant. I talk about things I want to. But you got these channels that their whole shtick is based off of political views, and they don't necessarily agree with Ukraine. I mean, they might not necessarily agree with Russia, but they have they're playing their own their own devil's advocate. So they might tend to say something just off the hypothetical, but with that hypothetical, your channel get. So basically, I say all this to say this: if you're going to talk about political views and you're going to talk about Ukraine, make sure that you talk about them in a light that's positive, because if you go negative, your channel goes dark. And what I mean by dark is you ain't getting absolutely no money off it. So you're going to be wasting your voice like I do most of the time. But that's entertainment. Now, other things that have come up, you know what I mean, as far as like prison, of course, you know, there's a few laws that I've been trying to figure out. Like I think one was to mix the yards regardless of what anybody felt about it. And the other one was to, integrate the sales. I'm still trying to figure out exactly which law passed because people, one channel says this, one person says this, and another says this and that. Like, okay, if it's integration of sales, that's real news because people need to know exactly what's to come. And even though California, being the way it was at one time, was solid, now it's got extremely soft. You got laws such as, you know, they want to pay $900 a month for transgender and people alternative lifestyles as far as like non-binding or non-gender whatever. Like there's so many different things I can't keep up, so I don't even pay attention. It's just I just do my life and just, you know, because that's how you got to do now. You know what I mean? As long as you ain't seeing child molestation, you got to keep the blinders on because for the most part, California will make you mad. It's like the rent is extremely high. The cakewalk stuff that be going on in California is just abysmal. You know what I mean? But it's like you can't really say too much about it. You got channels that I've seen that were supposedly like the macho channels now. They're pro whatever and you know, like, but you're still against abortion, which I'm against abortion, but I have no right to, you know, tell a woman what she can do with her body. That's her. You know what I mean? She got to take that up with whatever God she claims. Now, with that being said, yeah, with that being said, you know, a lot of people, you know, not even a lot of people, but of course you got a few cats that's like, yeah, the channel's dead. It's not necessarily dead. My channel just, it's one of those I talk when I want to, and like, you know, it's not like a big channel. A lot of people see the 26K and be like, oh my God, that's a big channel. It's not, because my channel started off of controversial topics, what people considered controversial topics when I was just talking about my life. And that's what brought people in. Now the wow factor has left, and the ones that continue to watch my channel are either the trolls or the people that just kept it solid with me. And for those people, I appreciate. You know, there's a lot of stuff that has transpired, so you know I'm unable to do certain things, especially at this time. But you know, I still try to keep up with as much as I can, and for the most part, push for the side that I represent. I don't necessarily discriminate against anybody else. I just tend to push for the side that I've been representing since day one, which everybody knows is double S. Now, if you've been paying attention to my videos, go check out Dead Ops. You know what I mean? A lot of people like to say, you know, certain things, but it is what it is. It's music, man. You know, people talk about drugs, don't mean they're, you know what I mean? It's all in the eyes of the beholder. If you trip off it, you just trip off of it. If you don't, you know, good for you. You know what I mean? Just running views up, tell what you think. For the most part, it's been positive. I don't know why people didn't think I could write. I can write when I really get into it, and that was another song that I just did fast. But I'm not gonna make this video any more longer. I'm just gonna leave it at that. But you know, for the people that follow me, man, good looking out. My allergies all over the place right now, and I will be bringing you other content. In fact, on my next video, I'll be making, I'll be giving you an idea of who's coming up in the interviews, who's going to be on the next podcast, and things of that nature. Mortal Kings, that's my sister's brand. You already know mine is Zod, but I got that song in Park. Anyways, man, enjoy the rest of your night, and I'm out.
Kneel before Zod!